contact with the target, what are her directives then?
Neutralize the target.
Mr. President, we have a situation unfolding in real time.
Are you close?
Closer than we've ever been. You up for playing outside the lines?
Ready to do my job, ma'am?
If your cover is blown, there is no saving you. You have to save yourself.
Do it quiet, and you do it clean.
Be careful poking that bear, or the target will be on you.
Hello, YouTube. We back in the Low Key Cave. Keyshawn Arms YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we got another TV show review for y'all. And this time we have Special Ops Lioness. Your boy Tyler Shredding is back out here on the rampage when it comes to these TV shows. This is probably my third favorite TV show from him. To be surprised for anybody who fans of Yellowstone, that's probably the one that's the one I don't watch. I don't watch the Yellowstone or the spinoffs. Outside of that, Mayors of Kingstown, Tulsa King, and then this one. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones, but outside of that, even when it comes to his movies, especially when it comes to his writing, Wind River, Sicario, the list goes on, man. When I see Tyler Shredding's name attached to something, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. And to be honest, I didn't know nothing about this. I hadn't even really watched no trailers for this. I wasn't too sure what was going to be going on with this, but I said, let's give it a shot, and I was hooked. First episode, I was locked in, man. Man, when we talking about a show, and you just talking about intense moments, once again, this is Tyler Shredding at his best. We had a moment, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Sicario, but it's a scene on the highway where we got this standoff, very, very tense moment. He pretty much done created a show where it's pretty much that one moment created in the entire 8-episode arc. But first and foremost, I have to talk about Zoe Saldana. I'm thinking that's her name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but you know your girl off Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, Avatar movies, even with a film like Columbiana. I have never seen her in a role like this, and she is phenomenal. She kills. She's playing a character named Joe, who's leading a special ops unit called Lioness, and they pretty much are a group that infiltrates terrorist groups. This first episode starts off with her pretty much having to make a very, very tough call, man. And it's more so just watching the way she has to juggle the job and her family. And the fact is back and forth that you see the things she has to go through, the emotions she has to go through, and the fact that she has to keep this cold demeanor, especially when it comes to the job. And once we get into the character of Cruz, man, oh my goodness, man. It's like everything just kept getting better and better in these character developments, because Cruz is coming from a crazy situation dealing with domestic violence, and the fact that she gets pretty much into the Marines by basically running into them in a situation where she was pretty much running for her life. And once she gets into this training process, it's the fact that she's on this path of just fight. Everything is a fight for her, man. And man, I'm telling you, I'm waiting to see her in the John Wick movie. I'm waiting to see her in the John Wick movie. I don't even care if she get her own solo project. I'm waiting to see her in something. And I'm not sure if I've seen this actress in other movies before. I'm going to have to go see. But she is phenomenal. Bruh, I'm talking about the action scenes, the way she starts to go in, and the way, boy, this last episode, episode 8, oh my goodness, man. I'm telling you. But it's more so of the build-up and the things she has to go through, and in particular, it's a training scene she has to go through with her and Joy, and the things they put her through, man. Pretty much preparing her for a situation where if she's captured, she might be going through the possibility of being tortured, because she's an asset, and it's a whole situation where you a liability. Like, you can die. Like, for the better half of the mission, you are pretty much a sacrifice. And that's what I mean by this whole really cold demeanor coming from the character of Joe, played by Zoe Saldana, and the way she has to pretty much come off pretty much for the better half of the mission. Man, when we get into the whole things with the people behind the scenes as far as the government, shout out to Morgan Freeman and his character, who kind of comes in kind of late, I think in like episode 6. But once again, showing you, it's almost like watching a documentary of behind the scenes of what the government does, or the way they try to infiltrate these terrorist groups and these kind of covert missions, man. And everybody is just up to par when it comes to the acting. Nicole Kidman playing this character named Caitlin, I think that's her name, Caitlin, and she's even having this very much almost like what do you call it, a Terminator. Like she's pretty much a robot as far as her demeanor, but even somewhat kind of showing the dynamic she has to go through with her family, somewhat as far as maybe her husband who has his own ear with the government or whatever, and kind of they back and forth with him kind of knowing more things than she does. But man, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's really the whole thing with Cruz and what she has to do as far as going undercover to infiltrate this terrorist group, and the relationship she has to build with this woman who is close to the main target that they're trying to go after, man. And it's really those moments that stand out, because this woman is human and it's what she's been through, but getting involved with somebody that seems like they actually love her. And it's that common story, you know, with somebody who goes undercover and tries, who kind of gets in too deep. The thing I enjoy about this is that we have had those stories before, but it's kind of something different that they do with this, man. And it's almost like they got this kind of coldness to it, because I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know how they was going to kind of execute this, but the way they do, it's like, wow, man, because Cruz's whole thing is like, y'all kind of set me up, man, because now you're really going to have somebody who has a hatred for America, especially after what she's done, and especially after she finds out who Cruz really was or whatever. And I'm really going to be interested to see if we go off of something with season 2, which we might even end up getting a whole different group. Because once again, the way they ended this, they don't have to follow their story. They can move on to a whole nother special ops unit or whatever. Being how Tyler Shredden is with spinoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that though. But if they do that, I really would like for them to stay with Joy. I would hope that we still get her, and maybe her actually bringing in a new asset or something like that. Not to say that I wouldn't mind seeing Cruz again, but after the way this season ended, it kind of does seem like she probably like, nah, I'm good. I'm pretty much good. But outside of that, man, it's the chemistry. Shout out to Joy's team too. Definitely got to mention them, because outside of, I feel like Joy and Cruz, who for foremost are the main point of the stories, and we more so are following their characters, we do have moments with this team, and I like the chemistry with this team. More so than anything, you always know you got kind of like this super group, or this group of military people who always, you know, these super badasses or whatever, and they are that now. They are that. But it's like I said, more so of watching the documentary. Once again, this is Tyler Shredder who did Sicario, and he know how to film these moments with these military groups and the way they try to infiltrate these units or whatever, or even try to do these moments or these action sequences, and the way they shot. Man, I'm telling you, this shit was like a movie. It was like watching an 8-hour movie. But man, I'm definitely going to be interested to see if they do a season 2. Once again, the way the story ended, they really don't have to do anything else with these certain characters outside, I say, with Joy and her still having the job she has. And it's kind of up in the air when it comes to Cruz, though. And she could become Joy, but I think that was kind of the message or the thing with this ending, was that she didn't want to become that. And it was kind of her resilience on the way she was feeling with the mission, and especially kind of like this message behind, is this about the terrorists or is this about oil? That was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing with that. I see what y'all doing with that. But outside of that, man, I did enjoy Morgan Freeman's character. I enjoyed the moments they had. It was a lot of good back and forth with him. And there's a lot of people in here that I forget to mention, man. But the moments between him and Nicole Kidman are some good moments, because it comes to a point where they kind of seem like they want to throw the whole mission out of them. Like, nah, we ain't doing this. We need to back this off. But she's sitting there telling them, like, we in too deep. We are way in too deep to try to stop anything right now. And I did enjoy those moments with the back and forth they was having. And kind of like the fact that Cruz done all of this, and y'all are talking about like this shit about going in there and pulling her out after everything she's been through and everything she's went through just to get to this moment. But outside of that, man, this is a good show. If you haven't checked it out, I'm telling you, you should go check it out. You can binge watch it right now, because this was the season finale they just played. But I'm definitely going to be curious if they do a season 2, and I'm definitely here for it if they do a season 2. Only thing I would ask is they do bring Zoe Saldana's, I hope I'm saying her name right. If I'm not, my bad, y'all. But I do hope they bring her character back, man, because I've never seen a performance like this from her, and she absolutely executed this role, man. Between her and the actress who plays Cruz and Nicole Kidman, like, you talking about the ladies coming in here taking over, they absolutely did when it comes to this series, man. And this ain't no woke stuff or nothing like that. They came in and did what they supposed to do, and I'm all the way here for it. I'm telling you, I'm waiting on old girl to be in the John Wick movie. She's going to be in the John Wick movie. But overall, when it comes to the emotion and what they have to go through, and especially when it comes to Zoe Saldana's character, Joy, and it comes to her family and the situations that our family has to deal with while she's on the job, and when she has to deal with these situations while she's on these missions, man, I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a scene in particular, especially in this season finale, between Joy and her husband, man, that felt so real, bro. Because even if outside of them having the jobs they have, it's like, what if you are certain individuals and you married and y'all be like working these 12-hour shifts or something, and y'all both separated at a certain moment. It was just a real situation that I really liked and I really enjoyed. But we are talking about somebody who's working for the government. Like, that's a whole different thing. Like, she's doing something entirely different, and it's the fact that she has to pretty much put her family on the hold for the better half of basically serving her country. That's the thing, man. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check this out, definitely check it out. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth the watch. Outside of that, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Make sure y'all come through tonight. We will be live with a new Saw review. Other than that, we out.